Who needs the China DLC when you have this gem of a mod? Welcome to another video on this channel. Today I'm finally returning to my roots, so I will be playing 8 Years War of Resistance again. However, this time I'm not gonna be playing the same one nation, no. Today I will be playing as the Guangxi Clique. Yes, because compared to the base game, the warlords actually have unique content. So, let's head in. And yeah, here we are as the new Guangxi Clique. And let me first do this. And of course, yeah, that's probably like the first time I'm playing a warlord here in this mod. I didn't really play any of them really that much, since most of them are kinda... It's just not really that much fun playing them, since you can build literally nothing. So you're already getting outscaled by China, but the longer the game goes, the bigger the scale grows. You can't really outproduce them in anything, since your economy is even worse than theirs, since we have warlord commerce. Yikes. This one, it's bad. It's bad. Why? Because let's ignore all the other debuffs. Let's focus on minus 75 mill construction speed. You cannot build mills. You cannot. You cannot. You're stuck with whatever mills you start with and whatever mills you get from a focus tree. But yeah, some of the warlords here in 8 Years of Resistance do have some unique focus trees, unlike the base game, which I love. And I must say, I think probably the most fun warlord set you can play here as is the new Guangxi Clique, since their content is like, their content is actually playable. Okay, nothing against the realism, honestly, it's just how it is. But with the new Guangxi Clique, you can, form your anti-Japanese Salvation Army, and then with the help of the other warlords easily deal with China, which is a bit more fun than, for example, Shanxi here. Either border conflicts or the fucking political power game indecisions while getting destroyed by Japan, because you cannot do anything against them, even with your mountains. But yeah, what's theirs actually like? Because, what do they even do? But yeah, we're here with the new Guangxi Clique, led by our beloved Li Zongren. How Li Zongren actually came to power here in Guangxi, well, together with his old classmates Bai Chongxi and Huang Shaohong, who were also his friends, he formed the new Guangxi Clique and joined the KMT, and together with their help he defeated Lorongting and Shen Hongying, securing Guangxi for the Kuomintang. He also resisted against Tang Jiao, who tried to take Guangzhou and lead the leadership of the KMT after Sun Yat-sen died, but yeah, he failed. And yeah, after the Northern Expedition and the Nanjing era that arrived afterwards, he got into some conflicts with the central government and Chiang Kai-shek. First in the Jiangwei Wars, and then afterwards in the Central Plains War. Both of these conflicts didn't result in much except, weakening his influence more and more. And now all that he kinda has left is just, his Guangxi province and some ties to the Guangdong, with the two southwest institutions, which are now just there to resist Chiang Kai-shek even more, encroaching on their territories here. So for now we are kinda not in the best states, but we do have a pretty fine army for warlord standards. Could be worse, could be worse. And what we also do have is the Min Tuan, which we can mobilize, giving us some, well, not really the strongest divisions, at least some additional divisions that we can mobilize with full equipment, which can hold our front lines while our main army does things. So it's not too bad. What we do have down here is our two generals, Bai Chongxi and Li Zongren, especially Bai Chongxi. That guy is a monster of a general. And both of them also are geniuses, which, oh, lovely. A lot of arm experience again from that one. And yeah, Li Zongren himself has the trait Fierce Li, which basically allows us to survive until we only have one tile left. With that surrender limit increase. But yeah, we have a boatload of national spirits. Oh yeah, as if the warlord commerce wasn't bad enough. We also we have over minus 100 military factory constructions. We can't build shit. I'm not kidding. We cannot build mills. We can't build them. We can't. It's impossible. Can I build infrastructure? Yeah, but until that's anywhere near done, we're already gonna actually exist again with our industry. I feel like the most we could do maybe is railways. railways. So if we do build something, I guess railways, we can't really build anything, like I said. But yeah, back to the focus tree. Now, most revolves around the war of resistance, of course. However, we also have some historical stuff right over here, where we can resist the central government and try to, proclaim our own Republic of China. Okay, we could also do this historical path here, I guess, but like, we have some interesting figures we can kind of, return to the limelight. Li Zishen. Now, if you've watched my Billion Kaiserreich China videos, you probably know who this guy is. And with his help, we can kind of form the left Kuomintang. So some pretty interesting stuff here, but I don't know if I'm gonna go with this. The other path here is also pretty interesting, since if Japan accepts our befriending focus through here, we can get some free equipment from it, which will be pretty powerful. But anyway, let's begin with the two Southwest institutions focus and work our way down to the new county system to get rid of a few debuffs. Speaking of, yeah, we have a few debuffs here and there, and also a lot of buffs though. New Guangxi Clique, the Mint 1, some militia buffs, I guess, sure, why not? The Baojia system, which is pretty good, giving us some release ability. We have Japanese advisors, of course, non-existent anything that would resemble a functioning state, but yeah. Let's first get some new guns and improve our industry situation over here to produce at least some equipment. We're only going to be building guns. Why? Let's just say artillery is a bit costly right now. And also gets debuffed a bit from that, and it's gonna take a bit until we can get rid of that one. Yeah. God. Let's also get rid of inflation we have at the start. One good thing we do have compared to a lot of other states around here is we have some stability. They also have stability, but like, yeah, compared to some of the other states, the stability situation can get quite bad, especially with Sichuan, bro. That's not a great country right now. Country is putting it pretty big. Anyway, let's begin after all that yap. Oh yeah, since we have the ammunition system on, we should have some generals on these divisions, or else our equipment is gonna get drained unnecessarily. We are gonna send our armies around here, now 4 divisions here, since we need these to secure Guangdong in the coming conflict, and the other 2 are just gonna rush down some VPs over here, but more on that later. Now, a bit important for the start, for me at least, is getting the silent workhorse and moderate lawyer just for the PP game, since we're gonna need a lot of political power. Let's also strengthen the Baojia system to get some stability, since mobilizing the Mint 1, by the way, is gonna reduce stability, and we will not get that one back. Now, one important event that has happened here in the south is the passing of Hu Hanmin. Hu Hanmin is a big rival of Chiang Kai-shek, and together with Chen Jitang have kind of formed their own government here in the south, in Guangzhou. But now with his passing, this government is probably gonna lose the remaining legitimacy it had, and Chiang might seize upon this opportunity to get Guangzhou back under his control. So Hu Hanmin's passing is what led to the Liangguang incident. Worrying. Well, Chen Jitang is acting, and he has invited us to form a alliance against Chiang. Well, formally it is an alliance against Japan, but in reality what we want is to remove Chiang and then fight against Japan, not fight against Japan. Anyway, let's mobilize our Mint 1, since I want a few divisions, We're gonna contact Hejian in Hunan to try and add him to our alliance. So let's see what he's gonna have to say. Well, he said no, so let's force him to say yes. If you ever wondered how to make an alliance, that's how you make it. You just invade them and force them to be a part of your alliance. I'm such a nice guy. I'm so nice. Anyway, we're gonna call them in and move towards their things here and there. Let's also get some more stability. We're moving these guys in here so that they don't have any rebellions and we have any problems here. Anyway, let's try and win this. And with Changsha secured, he's now in our alliance. This is so funny. Anyway, move our main army around here, while our militias will go to this border just to hold it. Anyway, with this, we're gonna escalate the situation down here in the south now. Welp, and Chiang has declared war, and thus the Second Central Plains War will begin. We'll join and try to do something, I suppose. Now, of course, we are not the only ones that are kinda unhappy with Chiang's appeasement. So with his armies marching south, a lot of the other warlords here are intervening on our side. Isn't that great? Anyway, let's take leadership of the anti-Japan Salvation Army and let's move on to Wuchang and from there to Nanjing. It's gonna be pretty important for us to capture Nanjing, since if we capture the city, Chiang is gonna lose a lot of legitimacy and there may or may not be defections to our side. Alright, we captured Wuchang, which is a supply hub. We're gonna be needing that one. But yeah, speaking of, let's connect that railway in case we need to move to Nanchang, since that supply hub is not connected otherwise. And now I'm just gonna wait until I get a few more Mintuan to secure my front lines, and from then I should be able to move on to Nanjing. Also, actually pretty good looking there in Guizhou. Maybe I can use this army then. Whatever. Let's get Li Ren now as our chief of army to get some army experience. We're gonna be needing a lot, since we will suffer from this national spirit once we form China. Alright, it's time to now build up a government of our own. We will try and improve relations with Japan, since I hope that they could accept that one. You know, befriend Japan with our cool faction here. That should be the anti-Chiang alliance, to be honest. Alright, we broke through here. Let's move to Nanjing, the Great Snake. Oh fuck, they have divisions there. Force attack. The city has to fall. Alright, the city has fallen and we were cut off, by the way. I didn't see that, whatever. Doesn't matter too much. Well, with Nanjing falling, the downfall of Chiang Kai-shek's military. Yeah, he's gonna lose a few troops and we gain a few troops. Anyway, let's destroy him fully now. Well, Japan has agreed, which gives us a non-aggression pact with them now. And more importantly, we can purchase Japanese equipment every 125 days now, which will be pretty helpful. And with Hankow falling, Chiang's republic is no more. Let's secure it for ourselves now. I didn't want Tian Shui because it's, you know, not connected to any territory from me, so yeah. Though the rest I did want to secure for myself, so I didn't really select Tian Shui because it's not connected with my territory or anything here, so yeah. The rest though I put all my points in, and yeah, I got everything. So now let's confirm an exit, and now we are the new Republic of China. And we'll get cores everywhere, which, you know, we're gonna be needing. Anyway, still just gonna build guns, but now we can build towards getting rid of our artillery debuffs, or not, or not. And let's move the capital to Nanjing. Okay, now we can, since we're gonna need the MIO there to do that. And yeah, let's now get down to this one so that we get the focus tree, since we have a few problems here now and we can't fix them with this focus tree. The most important one being getting rid of warlord commerce, which is locked behind monetary reform, which is only in the China focus tree. So yeah, let's get to that now. Alright, so I'm not sure if we will end up at war with Japan. I haven't still an aggression pact from our, you know, befriending them. They're fighting the communists, but I'm not intervening really, because I could only attack them from over here since they are in a truce. So this is not it. Also, I think they're gonna peace out the Hussies Clique anyway due to their, you know, expedition, their thing, whatever. Since I can't really build mills still, since I still have my, you know, thing here, we're just gonna build forts around here in case I do end up with a war with Japan, since otherwise I'm not holding that. Yeah, I'm just gonna prepare my army, and yeah, we'll see. I'm just gonna be building guns, since I'm still gonna have to fix the artillery issue that I'm having. Also, I don't want to build artillery and stuff like that until I have the MIO to get rid of that, or research any artillery until I have the MIO, just to level the MIO up to get rid of the debuffs. But yeah, otherwise we're just gonna be preparing for Japan in case I still end up with war with them, since it's like they're not declaring on me, they're declaring on these guys, and I don't see an aggression pact there. Alright, now we can get our autofocus tree to get rid of some of our debuffs. Thing is, looking at the date, before this focus completes, the war with Japan will start. And I don't know if I remember it correctly, but I think the focus requires you to be at peace with Japan, which in turn means now switching will basically do nothing for me, since I will not be able to get rid of that, since I can't get to monetary reform, which is locked behind a focus that requires me to be at peace with Japan, which will not happen for a while, so might as well stay with this for now and use some of the buffs I get here from this focus tree. Some beautiful buffs here, since this one is pretty beautiful. So let's try and get to there, and also use the buffs we get from here for the time being. And yeah, that's what I think I'm gonna do. I mean, now after the, the certain date comes, if we're not at war with Japan, then I guess we avoided it. Great, but yeah, I don't know if that's gonna happen. So better safe than sorry. And if you're wondering, well, but this is gonna be the main division here, 14 with full infantry that I'm gonna hold here with. I don't have a coast garrison because I swear to God, the AI here in 8 Years of Resistance, the Japan AI, they do not do naval invasions. They don't. They just don't. They just don't do naval invasions. I always have like a big coast guard, but it barely does anything since they don't really naval invade me most of the time. But we'll see if I am come to regret that one. Well, the Luguo bridge incident still happens, which means I think we still end up at we're guaranteeing them now, and they declare war on multiple nations. So unavoidable, even with a non-aggression pact. We'll get large unit tactics. I know it's a bit costly, costs a bit more now, but I don't care that much. Let's also get very important regrouping experts, because we wanna try and get our orc fast back. Let's also stop training now. How much are the forts, by the way? I mean, I still have some time before the Shanghai battle thing timer is. So it should be fine. I mean, we are the anti-Japan Salvation Army, you know? You do have to understand that one. Okay, we end up at war with them. Do they, like, get any issues now since they declared war on a nation that is... Oh my god, they're still at war with these guys. Do they... Wait, they're not at war with Shandong. Honestly, that's pretty good, because this motherfucker sucks ass. Honestly, I mean, at least something good for me. And then I don't have to defend the Yellow River up until there. That's great. So I can just focus on Shanxi. And let's just defend around the mountains, their capital, and the mountains. Actually not up there. They spawned a division. They spawned something up there that's not fun. So around here, like if they get captured Datong, which shouldn't be too hard since it's just forest tile, they're gonna spawn a nation there. And I know from like a bit ago, I think shortly after my first video here on this mod, it was added like when they spawn these nations, instead of my divisions staying in these things, they just get teleported away. So I'm not doing that. Oh, I can do Lucian Declaration, this, and yeah, some weapon scavenging. Why not? Why not? I'm gonna not mobilize Mint 1. They're kind of useless for me. They're not that useless if like I'm just down there in Guangxi, since I barely have any resources anyway, but now I have enough resources to like actually field an actual army. There's a few visions here. I could try and defeat the communists, joining, you know, these guys in their war here. But yeah, let's first just have these guys around here and use them wherever I will require them to be. Oh yeah, I also got all the generals from the normal China, so pretty good for me, since I barely had any generals anyway. I'll just convert them and train these guys then. Can use whatever I get basically. Also, I'm still buying Japanese equipment. I wonder, could I still buy it now that I'm at war? It would be funny. And I'm just funding us. Will I get the... Actually, do I get the logistics? Actually, no, concealment. That's more important. And yeah, I think we're just going to defend around here. Probably the best. This is supply hub, and Yuan is also supply hub. Other than that, there's nothing else here right now. I mean, there's this supply hub, which I'm just going to blow up once I annex these guys. And yeah, then I wish them good luck trying to push past that. We also get our good defensive buffs from this now, so, you know, everything's great for us, basically. So let's see how this goes. Alright, we annexed Hebei Chahar. Let's blow up their railways and supply hub, since I'm not defending the plains up there. And is that really gonna gonna do anything. It's not gonna do much holding them off. I think it's easier if I just delete these guys. And yeah, we have the war areas already started building that one up. Honestly, some war areas, by the way, are kind of a bit bugged since yeah, some here don't really include some territory here. I think that should be like fixed. Maybe it is because new states and then none of these other states were like added to these things. I don't know, but would be cool if, you know, these were kind of fixed since it's an issue when some tiles here don't get any buffs. Not gonna do anything over here since this war area has to like first get a bit better developed, whatever the event is called. But yeah, anyway, oh yeah, I gotta fix inflation since we lost Beijing. And yeah, let's try and, no, I'm not getting you on an aggression pact. Let's try and hold. Let's try and hold. Okay, speaking of holding, we're gonna hold this event all the time I can get to build up these forts, because once these forts are fully, you know, the AI, they don't attack them when they are fully forted, fully leveled fort, which is what I want, because I don't want to look down there the entire time. It's annoying, but yeah, we're gonna hold this event, then we're gonna wait for the last day to deploy troops to Shanghai, and then, you know, like I said, wait as long as possible for these things. Okay, I've decided to join this now since they already have kind of pushed in here somehow, so might as well destroy the communists, and they are no issue anymore. Whatever. They're arriving at my front line here now, but I think I should be able to hold this. I think. I hope. I mean, it's not that much of a problem. Especially like after behind the river line, I should definitely be able to hold the line here, and down there especially is fine since we also have forts behind the river line here. All right, now the first warriors adjusted, so we also get buffs down there. So now it actually matters. All right, they've now landed. I wasn't able to finish the fort here. What I'm now doing is focusing here, just microing the troops in there the entire time until the forts back here are finished, which, hey, I've come far now. Should be safer down there once these are finally finished, definitely. I'm having infantry trouble, so I deleted some of the troops over there now. Like, my equipment is not great, my equipment situation. I can't really buy ammunition right now, since even though I improved relations with the Germans now, I don't know, can't really do anything there, so that sucks. But yeah, I have like weapons scavenging on here. Is that up there or somewhere? I don't know. Oh no, down there. Yeah, so weapon scavenging there, and also activated it down there, hoping to, you know, get their equipment basically. Other than that, can't really build mills, which is my biggest problem, I guess. I have two doctrines now, two sub-doctrines, since I saw it for me a bit more worth getting Grand Assault here first before actually, you know, reducing it by one here. I don't even have the mastery right now, but yeah, I think it's more worth doing the sub-doctrine here first. I get that one a bit quicker than the other thing. I'm not really pushing in here since I wanna not waste ammunition on that. Other than that, I'm just focusing down there to micro that. Honestly, one of the best things they've ever added is the rigid cohesion thing, so that the front line order doesn't decide, oh, there is some divisions down there missing, let's move them from all the way up there. So that's kind of great, not me having to look over there that much, so that I can focus on this one, which is way more important. But yeah, let's hope that that's gonna be fixed soon. Didn't quite make it, just a few more days, but I didn't reinforce in time anymore. Sent all the troops that I had up there, except the ones holding the line here, down there now. Hoping to hold that somehow now. Alright, it's been going pretty well now. We are holding on all our fronts here, and like I said, they're not doing naval invasions. Don't know why, but that's just how the AI here is. Anyway, I will now upgrade the guns here, since we are fully equipped with them now, so we're fine on that front. Other than that, just gonna do the Anhui industry focus, and after that I think I'm gonna switch to the main focus tree, since this one I can't do, and the other ones, they don't really interest me that much, and I gotta get rid of other problems now. Okay, time to switch to the main focus tree now. Alright, and here is the focus tree you get when you you know, form China as a warlord. Yeah, it's kinda just a mix of the foreign stuff you get from the main tree and then some extra stuff for whatever ideology you want, basically. Could go democratic or fascist or just authoritarian. This is in your hands. But yeah, it's kind of important to reorganize the military so that I can continue the army reforms now. Other than that, I'm gonna try and fix our industry. Oh yeah, and I'm counterattacking in Shanghai now, since their buff is also gone now, and yeah, they're just pretty weak here now. And I wanna destroy the communists now really hard. Yeah, that's a few divisions here now that are gonna die, hopefully. Like, not die, but like like retreat to there. They might join now because of that, so let's see. Yep, there they are. Though sadly the divisions that we captured there, they're gonna get TP'd out, but it's not a problem at all. I forgot about that. Anyway, let's destroy these guys now. Well, the communists are now gone, thankfully. I have no idea how that just happened, but I think they declared on Xinjiang and they were guaranteed by the Soviets for some reason. Though, yeah, I guess we can just push now. Wow, thanks for whatever that is. Alright, now we can finally research artillery and stuff like that, since we have the MIO, since, as you can see here, this is where you fix artillery, this is where you fix anti-air, and this is where you fix anti-tank. Honestly, I would like more if the artillery one is also down there, but whatever. Can't have shit in this country, I suppose. Gonna build artillery now, even though it's not really gonna, you know, do much at the start, but I need to do that since that's how I level up the MIO. So better now with the MIO than later, whatever. Yeah, I think after this one I'm gonna go over here and use the MIO now to level it up even more. I think I know now what kind of the issue was with that. Not being able to purchase that, I think it was, you know, not having open markets to them. Since Warlord and all, not recognized as a state, you know. Once Manchuria cap, by the way, the territory went all to me, even though the Soviets occupied it, so thank you for that mechanic, I like that. Anyway, a few casualties suffered by their side, just a few though. So the Japanese army, like, existed at one point. Can I piece them out though? Yes, I can. And there they go. Now finally we can get to monetary reform to get rid of an issue. I mean, I can actually build them now since I got some construction buffs that put me over the minus 100% mark. So, you know, at least something. But yeah, it's not fun if you cannot build any mills during an entire war here. That issue is gonna get fixed now, thank God. And let's continue our industry reforms. But pretty good there now. Problem also with that is this focus here locks me out of everything down there. And I just want to say some of these focuses here are pretty important. They're pretty good, pretty good. So I think this one is locked behind having army reforms done in the actual tree. Actually, let's do this one first. Alright, it's now time to fully unify China. Yeah, we did the focus to subjugate all the warlords. These are all the guys. Okay, everyone here that is not, you know, orange has accepted. So at least some things here are great. I mean, okay, the Syrian army is a puppet of the Shanxi, so yeah. Anyhow, they were not included though. I don't know. Are they, like I don't see them anywhere else in the focus tree, so maybe I just justify. I don't know. How much world attention did I generate? None really, right? No. Let's hope that this one works. Even though these are puppet wargolds, I don't think I'm gonna puppet any of these guys, because I cannot be bothered waiting a billion years to integrate them. Alright, time to get rid of incompetent heavy industry finally. So yeah, fixed a lot of other issues, and right now I'm integrating Suyuan. I declared on them, puppeted them. I could have just annexed them, but some of the warlords here, Sichuan, Shandong, and no, it was just these two. They revolted when I declared war in Guangdong. The thing kind of triggered again, where they, you know, joined against central government. Yeah, so these guys, I didn't integrate them. These were annexed. The rest I easily integrated, no problem at all. And yeah, now I'm just waiting for Suyan to get integrated, and we're looking pretty good now. Nothing better than to finally research trains in 1933, ain't that right, guys? And one thing that they can do that main China kinda not really can do is stay authoritarian. Since with the others, after the war, you're kinda forced to go democratic. Or what you could do is lose territory to the communists, which will give you a shit ton of debuffs already, and then declare martial law. But yeah, here we can just do authoritarianism and then screw democracy. So I rather not get the Chinese National Socialist Party as our ruling party. Oh, there goes Tibet. All right. Now I've done our last focus here. Waited until I'm like the industrial power, since, you know, it says they're guaranteed to fucking no foreign power will refuse the demands if we're the largest industrial power, which I waited until we are. So yeah, we have like how many factories now? Yeah, a lot. I think the Soviets were under our here. They're also under ours. Yeah. So I mean, they already agreed to give me my stuff back Like, I thought this was just the 3D ports. Apparently, it's also this territory here and that. I got Mongolia from the demand here. They just accepted, so I was like, yeah, sure, why not? And yeah, now we have all the Chinese territory back. Yeah, we have the special map mode here, the provinces of China, and then you can just see it all. So yeah, we're kind of done here. There's nothing much here really. So yeah, like the content of the warlords more or less revolves around like the historical side of them. So yeah, they don't really have that much unique content outside of their starting focus tree. Sad, but understandable. The mod more or less is focused on, you know, the historical Sino-Japanese war. So who's to blame them? This is more or less just like a challenge, kinda, I would say. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below, and see you next time. Goodbye!